CCTV Camera World is proud to provide support for products purchased from our website. If you purchased your product from another vendor, please contact the vendor you purchased from for further assistance. Here I'll be going over how to set up and connect your 1080p PoE Wi-Fi doorbell from Avalonix. It's the SKU number IC1080POE. This is a Wi-Fi and PoE intercom. You don't really find too many of these devices out there. So if you like PoE connectivity, you can use a PoE. If you like Wi-Fi, you can set it up with Wi-Fi. This video, I'm going to show you how to pair it up to your Wi-Fi router using a 12-volt power supply and then pair it up with your phone. So this is the back of the intercom unit. There's a flap in here. It comes with small screws, which were already removed prior to making this video so that we can quickly go through this for you. So there's a flap cover. You put this back when you're done with it. It usually goes like this, and then you screw it in when you're done setting up. So I'm going to remove this flap cover, and let me describe to you what's here. So this is a connection for this breakout cable that I'm going to show you how to set up, and this is a PoE connection. You can basically run an Ethernet cable in here with a notch facing up. So if you were setting this on PoE, you would just basically run a network cable, plug it in here, and you're done. It'll supply data and power. But we're doing Wi-Fi setup, so we're going to be using this breakout cable and plugging it in here and connecting it to 12 volt. But before I continue, let me show you the front of this thing. This thing has a call button that someone's at the door, they'll press that and it will call you on your phone, or if you have our base station for this. And here is the camera sensor. And if you have the options for smart card usage for access control, this even accepts that. It has an RFID reader in the front. These things ship with a plastic wrap on the front. You can always remove it when you're done setting it up. Here underneath this, there's a micro SD card slot. You can unscrew this and put a micro SD card in there. So let me show you how to get started. I have the breakout cable here. I'm going to locate these two wires. Therefore, positive 12 volts and negative. So it says it on the cable here. There are other connections on here as well, such as alarm, etc., which are not pertinent to our setup here, so I'm going to completely ignore them. And I'm just going to connect my 12 volt connector on here. So to connect a 12 volt power supply cleanly, what we suggest is using a barrel connector, or what we call a power terminal. So first I'm basically wrapping these connections up to be nice and neat. Okay, and I'm going to put them into this power terminal. This is a female terminal so that it'll work with a power supply. So let me show you what a power supply connector looks like. So I have my 12 volt power supply plugged into my power strip right there, and here is a cable coming from it. So what a power terminal does is it connects into a male power plug coming in from your power supply. This is a 12 volt DC center positive connection. So these are specifically made to be center positive. So now I've carefully placed in the two wires for positive and negative into this power terminal. And now I need to connect this breakout cable in here. If you look at this closely, there are notches here on the top, here and here on this connector. When you're putting this in, you gotta make sure you line up those notches, otherwise you may break the connector. So with the notches facing up, so this black dot facing up, you're gonna push this into the connector in here and firmly push it with your hands. Please don't use a screwdriver. You don't want to rip this breakout cable. And when properly seated, it should look something like this. And now I have my power terminal out. I can fold it down, and then there's a little bit of a gasket here. You cover that, and then you screw those little screws back in. So now I've screwed in the back plate. What I'm going to do now is turn it on and show you how to go about pairing it with your phone. So now I'm going to power it with my 12-volt connection and wait for it to turn on. When it turns on, you'll hear an audible noise from it. You can't miss it. While the unit is turning on, I'm going to go to my iPhone and download the app. So this is the app you want to use, DMSS. And when you log in for the first time, it may ask you to log in or sign up. You don't need to do that. You can skip all of those options. If you're uncertain how to skip it, shoot us an email. We have a video on how to do that. And then when you're ready, you're going to add the intercom by adding it as a device by clicking the plus button on the top of the app. Now, we're making this video now. It's in June 2025. It may be that by the time you're watching it, things may have changed on the app, so it may look a little different, but it'll be the same. So here is a green light that's lighting up. This is telling me this, and then the audible alert is telling me it's powered on. This thing will beep for about 7 to 8 times. Once it's done doing that, you want to press this button down for 3 seconds. That's the beep you want to hear. That tells you that the internal access point or Wi-Fi radio has been activated. Once that's done, what we want to do is go into our iPhone and double check by going into settings and Wi-Fi to see if you can find a Wi-Fi connection beginning with VTO. That Wi-Fi connection is being emitted from here. It's the access point inside of this thing to pair it. So I'm going to click on that, and then it's going to say something like unsecured network, etc. That's fine, as long as you get a check mark, that's good. So now my phone's connected there. Now what I'm going to do is scan the QR code option. So let's go back to the beginning of the app, hit the plus icon, scan QR code. Now I can scan the QR code on the back. And that basically is getting the phone to connect to this over the internet or even the local connection. Hit next. Go under video intercom and select VTO. You must select that in order to connect to this device because it's a VTO type device. If it says unable to connect, hit try again and try one more time. All right, now it actually connected. This is the most important part where you need to stop here and look carefully. There's 3 dots on the top. You need to click on those. And then click to switch to AP configuration. That will change the picture of the intercom unit to this little device. That's what you want to see. And then hit next. Now, what it did there was it tried to make sure that it could talk to the intercom. And it could because I've already connected to the intercom using my Wi-Fi settings in here. If for some reason you get stuck here, make sure you connect it to the VTO Wi-Fi, like I just did in the previous step. It says current region is the United States automatically. It did that based on recognizing I'm in the United States. It says username is admin, and then it's asking you here to add a device and add or configure a password onto it. So now I'm going to set a password on it. The default I always like to use is this. So depending on whatever password you're putting in, you can set a password, and if you want to make sure what you set it to, hit the visibility icon to switch back and forth. And then I always recommend putting an email address for password recovery in case you ever get locked out of it or forget your password. And then once you're done setting up your password and your recovery email, hit done and hit next. It's going to ask you for cloud access and auto check enabling. Press it. Make sure they're highlighted by default and press OK. So now it's asking me to configure the Wi-Fi to it. So assign this to my Wi-Fi router. All of these devices use 2.4 gigahertz wireless or Wi-Fi internet. I'm selecting my 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi router. If you don't see yours, make sure you have your 2.4 gigahertz band separated from your 5.8 gigahertz band on your Wi-Fi. So as it says here, no 5G allowed, only 2.4G. So I'm going to select that. And I've done this before, so my password is pre-filled. Make sure you type in your password correctly, hit done, and hit next. That was so what I just did was, in the last step, is I entered my Wi-Fi key. So make sure you enter your Wi-Fi key correctly for your Wi-Fi router. And that's what I already have pre-filled here. Once you have that done, hit next. Okay, now, so it's waiting to communicate to the device, and it's going to take a little while. And just watch your phone. It may take up to 60 seconds. So now it's asking me to add a name for this device. What this means is now we have successfully put in our Wi-Fi key for our Wi-Fi router. This thing is now connected to my Wi-Fi router or yours Wi-Fi router. Now you need to give it a name. So I'm going to name it my Intercom. You can name it whatever you want and hit save on the top. And once it's connected, it'll show you video. So I'm actually filming it. I can wave my hand, it's waving in there. So it's connected. Now, if I wanted to just talk to it, I could press this button here. This is two-way talk, and hit talk with channel. And it says this device intercom is enabled. Hello, hello. So I'm actually talking through this and hearing it back in here. You can click on it to turn that feedback off. So let me show you how this all works once you've got it all paired. So now I'm connected back to my Wi-Fi, my regular internet. And this thing is also connected to my internet connection, my Wi-Fi. The last step is so that you can get calls from this button when someone presses it, is to subscribe to push notifications from the intercom. So go back into the app and then go and click on your devices. Make sure you see your devices screen. Click on the three dots and hit device details. In here, go to notifications and enable the notifications and hit save. What this will let you do is get push notifications from the intercom. So let's say your phone is turned off and someone is at the door and they ring the intercom. You'll get a notification pretty quickly. Click on it to pick it up. You're gonna get a preview of who's at the door, and then you have to pick up the call by pressing that button. If you don't press that button, the call will just end. And then once you're done talking, you can just press this button. So I'm just gonna talk in here just so you can get a feel for how it is. Hello, hello.
Call ended.
And then you end the call using that. Unfortunately, I can't have a call happening while they're both together. So there's a lot of audio feedback happening. There's a loop happening. So that's how you basically get a call, pick it up, and then end the call. Now, if you're inside the app and someone calls you,
calling, please
you can
wait.
just press the answer button and talk to them immediately, and then hang up as well. Or you can change how you're listening to the audio. You can mute yourself so that there's no feedback. So I can hear the audio that's happening. It's being picked up from the intercom, and I can see it in my app. As soon as I turn this on, I'm going to get feedback happening. And end the call.
Call ended.
The important thing I also want to show you before I end the video is you have an unlock and lock button. So this can be hooked up to access control that allows you to unlock a couple of locks. So you can learn more about that from the description we have as far as what this intercom can do. But you can hook it up to access control latches. And that's pretty much it. That's how you hook up this Avalonix Premium Series intercom to your phone. This app is available both on the Android platform and the iOS platform. So it's a great little Wi-Fi and PoE enabled intercom. This video was to show you how to pair it up to your Wi-Fi. So it's easy to set up for any home consumer or small business owner. When you're ready to install it inside the box, you get also a small mounting plate that comes with it, a screwdriver and some screws as well. So we always recommend putting this on a flat surface underneath some sort of a porch or awning to make sure it doesn't get a direct contact with water. And that's pretty much it. I hope you found this video useful. Thanks for watching.
If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.